Good afternoon and welcome back to Rome. It's time to continue our Roman ambitions as the young, fledgling Roman Republic. Not that young anymore, and honestly I've been playing a little bit of this mod on my own, aside from this recording over here. And I've learned a few things, one of which is that I've expanded honestly quite slowly. We have played for 55 years or something, I can't actually remember the start date, and we have gotten this far. I have a save where I have taken pretty much all of southern Italy, and it's been like 10 years to spare or more. So yeah, not the greatest expansion, but you know, you learn as you play, and I've started this one as only played maybe the mod for an hour in total, or 2 or 3, I can't actually remember how many, maybe 3 hours. So yeah, you get better at the game the more you play it, what a surprise. And I've learned a few other things as well. For one thing, this Sabini over here, we have them as an autonomous vassal. The autonomous vassals don't count to your diplomatic relations, so we could technically have as many as we want as long as we can keep the liberty desire from growing too high. You can have as many as you want, and then you turn them half autonomous and then non-autonomous, whatever it's called. And then finally you annex them, and you don't need to have their opinion being high or whatever to annex them. And it's honestly, it costs quite a bit of diplomatic, because it costs 100 to make them half autonomous, 100 diplomatic power, and then it costs 100 more to make them non-autonomous, and then it costs a certain amount depending on their population to assimilate them into your realm. I'm gonna use the player map mode here, because it colors in everything very, very nicely. So this is our realm here. This is our Rome in 246. And I think we should expand a little bit more. We have an alliance offer here from the Piceni. I am honestly fine with having an alliance with them. They have a lot of tribe population. Oh yeah, speaking of population, let's take a look at that. We haven't really gone through that, have we? So the various populations do give different bonuses. I'm going to have an election here. Let's pick, what do we want most of? What are we behind on? I guess we want more military power. So which one gives the most? I guess that one. That one is better overall. So yeah, the various populations give various bonuses, I guess, and various corrupt governor. Alright, I'm getting thrown off here. Okay, let's get some corruption there. We'll have to work it out. Okay, the tribal population, for example, is very good for manpower, primarily. With each level giving plus 500 manpower increase, and then some trade power, some goods produced, and some of the other things as well. So they're very good for military. If you want to have a lot of military, you have a lot of tribe population. The commoner population gives more tax income. Notice how the tribe population doesn't give any tax income at all. They give some goods produced, but the commoners also do that. And the commoners give more local trade power, and they give tax income. They give some manpower, but not as much as the tribe population. Give half as much. So also the same thing with land force limits. So they half as good, basically, on when it comes to military, and when you want to have an army, but they do give more money. So you can have more, and also give some trade power and stuff. And the upper class gives a lot of trade power. They give 4 times as much trade power as the commoners. They don't give any manpower at all, but they do give 5 times as much tax income, and also helps with institution spread. So they're also good to have, and possible number of buildings is very, very good as well. So yes, it is good to have all of the populations, really. But tribal population, as they give only manpower and very little in the sense of money, you might want to have them on the outskirts. So for example, we have, let's not buy any more slaves. For example, here it's almost only tribe population in the Piceni, and in these regions there's a lot of tribal population. Also, the various governments give various bonuses. If we take a look over here on the Eleusis, whatever, the tribal federation, which are, well, most of the tribes around, they have a lot of manpower to give, plus 100% manpower, 100% manpower, and minus 20% in regiment cost. That is very good if you want to build a large army. So they're very warfare-like, and I like that they have focuses on that. And we look at maybe on Syracuse. They give less manpower, 50% natural manpower modifier minus, that is. And then minimum autonomy is plus 50%. And I think that's just to balance it around. And if you look at just what the oligarchic police have, it doesn't seem too good. It seems like it's only negatives, only bad things. We could actually do this. The Sabini, we want a good relation with them because they are our our autonomous vassal. Yes, but if you look, I think I tried to take a look at their armies in the beginning. So our Roman units here, our Italic hoplites, they give, if we can, maybe we should just take a look at an army. They give 1 offensive, 1 defensive, and 2 offensive morale. So 1 offensive shock, 1 defensive shock, and 2 offensive morale. I am pretty certain that the Greek hoplites give 2 offensive shock, 2 defensive or defensive shock, and higher morale. So their units, I'm pretty certain, are a lot better than the ones that the Romans have available. And it's only we need military tech 15 to get the early Hastati. It's going to take a while. It's going to take quite a while to get to that point. And even they are not as good as the Greek hoplites. So the Greeks have better units, I think. I'm pretty certain they do. But they have lesser men to give. Or not lesser men to give, but fewer men to give. There we go. Fewer men to give overall. Another thing I've noticed is that the coalition wars that I've been a bit worried about triggering, they are not very strong. They're not very strong at all in comparison to, well, I thought they would be. So we don't really have to be too worried about coalition wars. And one of the ways to deal with coalitions was simply to just wipe them all out before. Like, kill them all so you don't really have coalitions. Or at least kill enough of them so you don't have to worry about them. Another thing with the Greek states is that they have diplomatic relations +3, so they all band together, so you have to deal with all of them. And even though, for example, this one wouldn't be, that would actually be fairly damaging. You have to deal with the Poseidonia over here, and you have to deal with the Nuceria. Better to just show her here. Let's do that. This on the map doesn't look that big, but each of them have like 10,000 men or something to give. So it all adds up pretty darn quickly. So maybe we should head towards the Etruria. The Etruria have a ton of population, I've noticed, and I've been pretty bad at exploiting that. Like 20 population here, 18, 22, 20, 24. That is a lot of population. And they don't have too many allies. Like the Veltsna have the Prusna, which are sitting over here. They also have the Velafri, which are sitting... Where are the Velafri? They're sitting here. And we have the Artium, which are sitting there. I think. Aritim. We could take all of that. Could do that. Or we could just take one of them, like take the Veltsna in a war, and then force everyone else to convert to our religion, so we don't have to deal with the religion thing after all. Because I've noticed when you've grown a certain size, making sure that they keep the same religion as you is fairly difficult. Like right now I'm trying to syncretize the Etrusca Disciplina. But this Etrusca Disciplina, doing that lowers the harmony quite a bit. And also just converting people lowers harmony quite a bit. And that is a specific thing with the De Consentus, the harmony thing. So it might be difficult after a while to convert everyone. Because to get to, I think it is, yeah, you lose one harmony for every one development or population that you convert. That is quite difficult. You know what, I'm tired of these people being mean to us and saying, no, we are better, so we're gonna placate them a little bit. Just to put them on the loyal side of things. And then I think, let's go to war with Etruria. We won't have any allies that will join us. However, the Sabini will join us. And I think we can deal with these guys. I think, anyway. And in the initial stages of the war, we'll try to knock out the Veltsna immediately. Or maybe the Velch. No, the Velch won't be part of it. Nor will the Popluna. But the Prusna over here, and Aritim, and also these guys over here. So it is a risk that they all will band together. But even then, I think there will be, well, not enough to handle us. We lost a claim on all of these things that we were supposed to take over. Which is a shame. The claims are really good. You can still take over provinces, of course, but claims are really good in lowering the amount of aggressive expansion that you have to deal with. Now they have decided to go over here, so we will try to catch these 5,000 men off guard. And so far it seems to be doing just that, and they have been annihilated. And then we turn back and try to eliminate these 10,000 men. And after we've done that, we're pretty much done unless they get any condottieri that they have added. And they have actually gotten some condottieri here. The Frentani has joined the enemy side. But in Rome, we will defeat them, we will stack wipe them, and then we will go to Maruvium and take care of their, well, there's stupid people that join on their side. And immediately our subject had a liberty desire 50%. Is it because we lost some men? No, it's because we got malevolent plus 5% liberty desire in subjects. Luckily, that's a good thing with the Republic. It might be annoying to have elections every single year, but it's also really good to not have to deal with any negative effects that occur for too long. At the same time, it's a bit bad to not have to deal with having good effects for a long time. But yeah. Also another thing I wanted to point out. I looked at the various scenarios in this mod. And just to compare how we're doing right now with Rome compared to real historical Rome. And while I might not be playing the most optimal you could ever play at with that level, Rome in history, about 120 years or so from when the game starts, when you start with Roma and Ostia, they've taken Antium. They have 3 provinces in 120 years. So we're doing a bit better than history. A bit better, at least. I would say a lot better, but I don't want to, bang the drums. I want to be cocky. There we go. Sabini, can you please siege? I know you have high liberty desire, but could you please siege? I'm gonna give you that. No, I got it defensive. There we go. Siege. Please siege. Please siege. Velchna peace offer. No. I say no to that. Oh yeah, I forgot to move my armies forward. Let's take Parusna. They have a fort there, so we have to siege that down. We can leave an army there and then to take out their men that are running around everywhere. They have gotten some more mercenaries, apparently. They've taken Capua. I don't like that. I don't want them to take Capua from us. Let's go to Antium and destroy that 3,000 men, and then we have 7,000 men that they have gotten. They have hired a lot of soldiers, and I am not a big fan of that. There shouldn't be any issues. I'm not certain, but I think the Etrurian soldiers are worse than the Romans. Or maybe not. Yeah, they're about the same level. The Etruscan hoplites are about the same level as the Italic hoplites. And let's go take back Capua. We're going to have quite a bit of aggressive expansion afterwards. That is a policy we could do that lowers it by 15%. Actually, we already have that. We already had that. How great. You could also put Antium or something. How is Roma doing? Roma has not grown a lot. 13 in population. Ostia has caught up. I've noticed that to be quite random. I have one game running in multiplayer, which unfortunately is not very stable and does have its issues. But it's quite fun. It's quite fun playing multiplayer. Anyway, that was not what I wanted to say. I didn't want to say that multiplayer is fun. But I've noticed there that Rome only increased a tiny bit. And other cities around it rose quite a lot. And then I had a single player game that I'm running at the same time just to learn a bit more about the game. And that one is doing absolute great. It's doing fantastic. Like Rome is up to, I think it is 20 in population, if not more. And that is like 10 years earlier from where we are sitting right now. It seems a bit random. You can increase it, I mentioned before, or I wanted to point out before, maybe I didn't. But you have this tooltip over here that there's a small chance that tribe population gets promoted to the commoner population. This chance is increased by prosperity, market buildings and production buildings. We don't have a lot of prosperity because we've had devastation. We still have devastation over here in this last conquered place. But as soon as that is done, maybe we should get some more prosperity. Maybe we will get more prosperity. It's the capital state of Latium after all. Well, let's see, diplomatic technology. 6. Small shipyard. We're 2 years ahead. So we're gonna wait those 2 years and save our diplomatic power. How are the sieges going? And how is the population going in everywhere else in the world? We can take a look there. We can, when it is a bit of a slow turn, we're just waiting for things to happen, we can go around and look for populations in the world. Carthage, or Caltadast, has 30 population. They have grown, I think, a tiny bit. Carthage starts as a fairly big city. And if I don't recall incorrectly, I think that Caltadast means new city in Phoenician. And then they make a new city called New Carthage, or Nova Carthago, at least the Romans call it that, which means new city. And there's like 3 or 4 Neapolis in the world, which also means new city. So I don't think that people in the ancient times were very good at naming cities. Like, we like to think that we're pretty bad right now if you look like at America and how they name it after things that already exist, but the ancient times weren't that much better. They really weren't. Okay, we have defeated Aritim. This sounds like they were better because, you know, we don't speak Greek, for example. Aritim, there we go. We converted them to Dei Consentis, so they will have to deal with that. Actually, the province just flips over. I think it is the capital province that flips over when you do that, which is pretty great because they only have 1 province. And then we wait for that to be done. Alright, population. Let's look at the world. How is Rome, I mean, not Rome, but how Athens going? Athens is sitting over here. Athens is at 13 population. No, we don't want any condottieri, thank you very much. Sparta is a fairly small city, it only has 7 population. And then we have these things, Ephesos, Priene, Kyrne, is it Kyrne? Kyme, Sardes. Lydia overall doesn't have that much population, I mean it's fairly red. Then if you look at Babylon, we can't see much of Babylon, but just Babylon, the city itself, has 65 population. It's insane how much population live there. I don't know if that's historically correct, but I'm pretty sure it is. At least mostly. Alright, do we want to take Perusna? We could take it. Could you take it and make it part of our realm? It would, okay, that would be 20 aggressive expansion. And that is when it's been lowered. Holy crap. Okay, maybe we don't want to tempt fate too much. Let's do that part. There we go. Plus Perusna is not the place with the most population. It only has 18. Only and only. So maybe we just take these two. Because this one has 23, this one has 20. That's going to be a massive boost and there's no debate in the Senate. Ah, maybe that's why. Let's do that one again and bribe with money. This seems fairly easy. So now we have that back again. So maybe we will get some lower aggressive expansion. Would be fairly nice. Aggressive expansion lowers quite slowly. Quite slowly. Additionally, a thing that I like with this mod that I have added in, just mechanics-wise, is that the amount of provinces you have affects quite a few things. For example, I've noticed morale of armies and also aggressive expansion. If we look over here in country modifiers, aggressive expansion increases with the number of provinces you have, or like you get more aggressive expansion the bigger you are. Is there anything else there that affects by it? Number of provinces, cavalry cost is affected by it. Construction cost is not. Core creation cost is affected by it, and quite a bit as well. Yeah, damn, that's 1% extra core creation cost per province, I think. Which is fairly ridiculous. Cost of reducing war exhaustion increases as well, by 0.5 I think per province. Anything else here? Anything else? Fort maintenance is not, no. Not that one either. Liberty desire in subjects? Nope. Luckily. Mercenary cost is not either. Mercenary maintenance is not either. Just trying to look through if there's anything here that is affected by the number of provinces you have. Morale of armies. Yes, morale of armies is a big one. Morale of armies is lowered by 0.1 per province. 0.1% per province, that is. Which is a fairly large amount. A fairly large amount. Especially now it doesn't affect us at all. Okay, if we look at it over here, it's simply minus 1.2%. Who the hell cares about that? But imagine you having like 100 provinces. That's gonna matter quite a bit. Of course, that's offset by the fact that you have a lot of provinces. Oh, and now we actually lost some. We can't take this. Maybe we can take it from the Velchna. Like if we demand this as a peace offer. That one should be lowered a little bit, but it's still fairly high, so we will get a coalition against us. But coalitions, as I mentioned before, are not the biggest worry in the universe. I think we can take it. So we'll take both of them. And there we go. That's actually quite high creation cost, but that is, you know, due to having Not a core or a claim to begin with, and them having a lot of population there. But that increased our population by quite a bit. If we take a look here, and we have now 210 in population, or 2,100,000 people, which is a fair amount. We're going to enter a phase of a lot of warfare, and that is natural. Let's do Syracuse, which is fairly natural, yeah. In my single player one, I think this city, Taras, decided to go on... they declared war on everyone and decided to take over all of southern Italy, like the foot here. And they managed to. It was pretty impressive. Like half the game is... half the enjoyment of these games is watching what the AI does. And what they manage to accomplish. I find that to be wonderful. Let's do another general. Mamercus Julius Cicero, or Cicero, however you choose to do it. The Romans of this time would probably say Cicero, but it doesn't matter. You do it your way. The Romans are dead after all. Well, not the modern day Romans, but ancient ones. And the ones speaking ancient classical Latin are fairly dead too. Unfortunately. I mean, it would be pretty cool if people still spoke it, but they don't. They do not. Sabini is a good ally. Can we increase our armies even further? I'm pretty sure we can. Yeah, we can. And there's no issues really in going overboard. Another thing I've noticed, I've noticed a lot of things, I'm just pointing them all out now, is that there's citizen soldiers that you can raise. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to raise 5 citizen soldiers, and then I'm going to take away these cavalry, because they're all cavalry, the citizen ones. No. Maybe it's to symbolize the fact that it's mostly, the rich people, the citizens that is, that you can raise, and they are more like elite. No, apparently they're not all citizen. What? I thought they were. No, these guys are actually soldiers. Oh, wow. I did not know that. Every single time I've done that before, it's just been cavalry. This time it's not. That's interesting. And pretty cool. I like it. It's just surprising me a little. We can now do the magnet. No, we're just going to wait 1 month. 1 month for 10% off. We have a 10% sale in a month. It will be our New Year sale or something. So we're going to save quite a bit. Our current quest is still to conquer Campania, which we have only partially done. We have taken only one of these. How is the population going? Increased by a tiny bit, or actually quite a bit. 2, 3, and 3. 2 tribal has been promoted. Actually, commoners have been promoted. And 1 commoner has been demoted. Alright. Yeah, we need to take over these, but the problem is Neapolis. Neapolis is going to be an issue. They are allied with a lot of people. They are allied with quite a few. It doesn't look like a lot on the map, but it adds up. It does add up. Luckily, we're going to increase our armed forces, so yeah, hopefully it's going to be all good. Do we have any other states that we can do? No. Not yet. And we can't raise anyone from the state of Etruria, which we do have now, so... yeah. 2, 3, 4. Let's pick him, and... no, I don't want corruption. And now these guys are back again, being annoyed. The placated ruler thing is lowering a little bit. They have 39 development in their place. They're historical rivals, which doesn't help. So they were not the best target for this. I should have just annexed them outright. And in fact, since they're autonomous, they have their own allies. They are allied with the Vestini and the Pentri. So if we were to attack the Vestini, for example, I'm fairly certain that they would join in. It says that they won't, but there's happened at these times when they have joined in. And that would be a perfect excuse to just go and conquer them. It would actually be a wonderful excuse to do so. We need more men here. We now have 27,000 men. If we build more Etruscan horsemen, No, that's a bit too many. There we go. So that's 1,000 more men. Then do like that. There we go. That should all be fine. Looming disaster, the plebeians need more control. They already got quite a few places, I'd like to think. Maybe we should give them this. Plebeians, take that. Yeah, well, maybe now they're more happy. Should we placate them again? We do have a lot of prestige. Prestige is very useful to have, but having a loyal guy is fairly good too. And they also have quite a few soldiers. Not as many as us by any means, but they have quite a few. Also, I added in the music from... There's some music mod here. So they have some music from the mod itself that are playing. Now is the Song of Athens. Maybe we should do Mountains of Epirus. Let's do that. I didn't use that before simply because, well, the YouTube sometimes get a bit peeved when there's music from other sources, let's just say. Didn't want to end up in any kind of issues. Well, hopefully there won't be any. They mostly just complain a little bit, and then then it's fine. Now we can do that. We even got 15% discount. And now we are ahead of time for 15 years, which is fairly nice. We do have the institution penalty, because we don't have advanced metallurgy yet, and it's not spreading very fast. Maybe we should take a look here. It's 15.56% here, and well, it's not spreading a lot either. It's in Rome. I don't know what's causing that. Maybe it's because the population has... No, actually the population has lowered here. No, it's actually been the same. Don't know how it's spread in Rome. Maybe we should take a look at the modifiers. Has armor smith advisor. Ooh, do we have an armor smith advisor we can hire? Army veteran, armor smith. Ah, we do have one. Let's take him. We're gonna lose some money on it. But we will have metallurgy spreading in Rome. And that will be worthwhile. It's actually a fair amount too. One thing that has been removed is the edict that increases the rate of what's it called? Institution spread. Which is, I guess, a good thing. It's a very, very good edict to have otherwise. And I also like the fact that you can't turn them into states until the separatism has left in at least one province. That also makes a great degree of sense. Alright, the question is, should we just murder people? Should we do that? I mean, we need more money. We're currently living on just defeating people. And so far we haven't had a coalition against us. After this war, however, that will occur. That will happen. Most definitely. And we can't even count on our ally or our vassal. Because we kind of want them to join in against us. So there will be the Liburni, which are on the other side of the Adriatic Sea, so fairly far away. And then the Frentani, which are down here. And then maybe the Sabini. Let's go and see what happens. And let's lower speed a little bit too. They actually joined in. The Sabini did join in. So now we're at war with the Sabini, our former ally. They have broken free. So we should defeat the Vestini first, in hopefully a very, very decisive battle. And then as soon as they are locked in to move here, which is there, we will go to Aternum and defeat them. After that we will swoop back up and try to deal with the Sabini before these guys join in, the Liburni. I'm not too worried about the Liburni. I don't think they have enough forces to really challenge us in any regard. We just want to eliminate the enemy forces as quickly as possible before they can all consolidate and become a threat. So yeah, that is a way to deal with the problem of the Sabini. It's a shame that we wasted so much time and effort to do things to them. It came out wrong, but to, placate them. But I also like the whole autonomous system. Sure, they don't count your diplomatic power, but they are also not as reliable at all when it comes to military matters. Like, they will not do whatever you tell them to do unless they really like you. And they can also have their own alliances and join in on whoever you attack side if they're allied with them. It's just a bit annoying that they say they won't and then they did anyway. But I'm fine with it. We kind of counted on it. These guys are willing to join in. I don't know who they are. Maybe we should click on them. Oh, they're way over there. Sure. Join in and attack your, I guess, rival. I'm assuming it's your rival. But yes, they have quite a few soldiers running around. And we want to annihilate them before they can consolidate. Before they can become a threat at all to Rome. Which it probably will never be. It's just good to be on the safe side. And Iapodes joined in as well. So I think the Liburni will have their hands full. I think they will. Okay, that will be a fairly big battle. Yeah, there will be. A fairly big one. Hopefully we won't lose it. No, it looks really good at the moment. And who are these? Veneti wants to join in. Sure, Veneti. There we go. They have been crushed. Let's go and see if we can crush their main force completely. Break the backs of the Sabini, so to speak. Yes, it is in retire that they will retire. That was bad. That was bad. There we go. Let's leave some forces there to take over that damn thing. And we can leave some forces to conquer the nearby regions, just to avoid Ancona. When did we conquer Ancona? Wait, where is even Ancona? It's over here. I'm not certain. Maybe I misread it, but oh wait, Ainona. Ah, Ainona. It's over here. That makes more sense. I thought we were speaking of this place. Yeah. The hardest part with this mod is that there's so many places that you don't know the names of. Also, a fun thing, I hope it will happen. Nequinum is called Narnia in Latin. I found that to be quite funny. And I needed to read up on it, and it looked like C.S. Lewis had a map or atlas of the ancient world and found Narnia to be a pretty cool name, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use that one. So there's a place in Italy, or a place in Rome, and I think it's called Narni today, that gave name to Narnia. That's pretty cool, I like it. I just like finding out some random facts. Great earthquake in Halicarnassus. What a shame to them. Or for them. There's 11,000 men here, which is still fairly... that's a sizable amount. And our kind little condottieri are sieging down the enemy over here. Which is good. We really do need a bigger navy if we're gonna want to tackle the Greeks. Because the Greeks of Magna Graecia or whatever, they do tend to band together, and they do tend to be quite difficult to defeat. At least somewhat difficult. Done now with our course, which is beautiful. We're gonna have unrest there for ages. That's just how things go. Let's attack them over here. Let's see if we can defeat their main force, which shouldn't be any issues at all, considering how many soldiers we have and how few soldiers they have. If we want to be pure and utter dicks, we could just conquer all of this. No, really, we can. We can just assimilate this entire area. We're gonna have a massive coalition against us, but we could deal with that by simply attacking first. If we have, for example, attacked these guys, the Pentri, and their allies, as soon as the war is over, before coalition has been formed, then at least we keep them from joining in together too much. And how is it going with military tech for all of them? Sabini is at military tech 6. Which seems to be a theme around here. Yeah, everyone is at military tech 6, or well, not everyone. But a lot of them are. Okay, so we want to take that. We have gotten quite a few ideas over here, though. We have discipline plus 5%. I do want that one, because land leader shock plus 2 is great. That is wonderful. So let's just siege that down, and these guys are sieging down over there. Oh yeah, this guy, our main target, we still have to siege down. But the Veneti are doing that, so let's increase speed a little bit, and while we wait for the sieges to be down. You're witnessing a more aggressive Rome than it's ever been. It's time to assimilate all of Italia. It's just impressive. Just looking from this, it feels like I've taken quite a bit. I feel like we've been fairly successful. I know that it's not true, but it feels that way. But then even when taking all of Italia, then comparing to how damn much the Romans actually took, if you look on this map, it's highly impressive. And this is only a game. That other thing was in real life. Of course, it took quite a few centuries to achieve that, but still really damn impressive with all the cultures and religions here and making it last for so long and leaving such an impact. It's only rivaled by maybe the Achaemenid Empire, whatever it's called. Cyrus the Great. He did leave a very lasting impression. I did read also that Thomas Jefferson, is that his name? Maybe I'm mixing them up. But the guy that helped to write the Constitution of the United States of America, he had a book that was about Cyrus the Great and his achievements, and especially when it comes to his political structure, considering that that empire spans so many different cultures and former empires themselves, and still lasted for so long. Some would say he was a great statesman. I might be one of those people. Alright, we can defeat the Frantani. We can probably next them outright. We probably should. Like, people will be mad, but they will be mad anyway. So why limit ourselves when people will always be mad? Especially when it takes so long to lower the aggressive expansion anyway. It takes... Yeah, aggressive expansion plus 1 yearly. Yearly! That is so long. That is a long time. So we're gonna conquer it all. We damn well should. Good for us. Standing up for ourselves and spreading our borders. Yeah. Poor Rome. We've been through so much in the past. Let's increase... actually, we do have some soldiers waiting. Let's increase our army a little bit further. Actually, let's wait. Let's wait. I changed my mind. Let's wait. Let's wait here. There we go. And that was it, right? Yeah. Let's wait until our army has rejoined. Maybe we could spend some extra time to make it 2 armies at 20,000 men each. That would be pretty cool. Okay, Sabini, I'm sorry, but you will probably exist, unfortunately. Yeah, you will exist. And people will be mad, but we will take this. No more vassals there. All core. And then we have these guys who... well, they beat back our friends. So we will deal with the Vestini instead. Nope, they don't want to join in. Because they have some allies. And it would result in their annexation. Damn it! Damn it. Yep, there we go. They have started to ally up. So maybe we should attack the Pentri immediately. Before they start to become too many. That would involve the Piceni. Piceni is one of our allies, so maybe that is a bit unnecessary. Maybe the Vel should, because they will join in a coalition against us. So it's all about striking first, before the enemy can strike at us. So you know what? Let's do that. Let's strike first. Let's be the change that we want to see. I'm not too worried about coalitions at all, by the way. Pompey has joined in a coalition. Yeah, everyone is joining in coalitions. Because coalitions are surprisingly easy to beat. You get a lot of not aggressive expansion, but a lot of war score for very little, relatively little. And let's go down to the south. We are a bit too quick here when it comes to speed. We need to occupy this place, which is gonna take a long time. You should bring back our navy. Where is it? 41 ships. Yeah, let's go home and try to make sure that we don't get blockaded. It's a bit unnecessary. Oh, we're at war with them again. And Popluna has joined in a coalition. The only issue here would be if we take a bit too much water above our heads. Is that an English expression? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Are these guys still in? They are still in the coalition, even though we have, well, a war with them. The Vestini are willing to go for peace. They're actually willing to be completely annihilated now, so let's do that. I wish I could get some more money from them, but let's take what we can and leave with the victory. They're marching there, and then they will march. When it's their luck to go here, we will go to Capua. In Capua, they will be defeated. Actually, it won't be, but here they will be defeated. Yeah. There we go. That's a defeat. That's a defeat for the enemy. And I think we will take a little break here. This is a fairly long episode so far. About 40 minutes or so, if I'm not completely mistaken. Next episode will maybe and probably be focused a little bit more on the coalitions and the effects, the consequences of our expansion here. We've taken quite a few provinces, I gotta say, and soon we will have to deal with the revolts and the coalitions and the frequent wars that, well, are the consequences of such rapid expansion. So hopefully you will attend that episode as well. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.